it's an absolute nightmare. I mean, those refugees, they just come over, take our money, take our jobs, take our women, and then they go on with their favorite activity, which is making babies, which again receive money from the state, and so on. I can tell you, I just came from the German border, and it still looks like in a horror movie. Boo! Wake up, Germany! I mean, there are so many bad stereotypes in the press about those refugees. And it was March 2016 when I realized that I don't know a refugee myself personally. So I wanted to have a fresh look and see for myself. And the people I met, they gave me confidence. Because it were people like Talal, like Glodi, like Alia, or like Bengali, and many more I met. And the people, they really made me confident because they went through horrible things that nobody should ever go through, but they still keep such a positive mindset. They're team players, they're motivated, they're enthusiastic, they're warm, they're funny. And they're not looking for your compassion. They are looking for a job, to build a new life. And more than 500,000 refugees in Germany have a hard time to find exactly that. So I asked myself, why is that? And I talked to many companies and realized it's just too complicated. Like too much effort, too much risk in transparency. How do you even find a refugee that fits your job on LinkedIn? And like who are you even allowed to employ? And who's taking care of language courses, qualifications, trainings, and everything, like also personal needs, and also asylum status, and so on. So many initiatives existed already, but they only covered parts of the problem. So it still stays a black box for the companies. So I thought, how amazing would it be if the companies could just fully focus on just the positive experience of working with these people? What if someone just takes over all the risk? So, yeah, just to make it easy. And I quickly realized who should run such an initiative. It was time pressure, so I decided it had to be me. So I had this idea of a personal leasing agency as a nonprofit, and that we employ the refugees ourselves and contract them out to partner companies in need for really good talent. The companies would pay us a fee. From that, we pay the salary of the refugees, but also a one-year integration program consisting of language courses, qualifications, pedagogic counseling, and so on. After one easy and risk-free year, the companies can take the talents over into long-term positions. The whole thing set up as a social business. Social, because we don't care how much money we make. For us, it's important how many refugees are being taken over after that year. A business, because self-financing models make us independent of politics, of donations, of a public perception, which is shifting into the negative. And while public funds are expiring and volunteers become tired, many organizations get killed, but we can stay. And yeah, so they're nice idea, but how to get started with that? So it was March 2016 and my parents got really excited. Because I said, oh, Mom, Dad, I have this idea. I want to open up a company that will never make any profits. And I have to quit my job. I want to quit my studies right now. And please, can you borrow me 20,000 euros from your pension fund? Whew. Now, 2.5 years later, my parents have calmed down a little bit. Maybe because we're quite successful. I have an amazing co-founder, Max, and I have an incredible team. And together we employed 130 refugees in Germany. And I'm very happy to say that 40 of them have already been taken over into permanent positions. So that wasn't easy, and it isn't today. But I can tell you, we had so much fun on the way. Let me give you some examples. First, sometimes we ask our refugees to bring references to the interview. So that are the references. Sometimes they just bring 3 friends and to vouch for them. Recently, the FC Bayern Munich fan shop called us and said, we need a vendor for the FC Bayern Munich fan shop. And we said, okay, no problem, because it just took us a look into the waiting room, and there he was, Ali with a big smile and an FC Bayern jogging suit. Sometimes we're lucky, but sometimes it's also very hard. Our refugees get letters saying, you have to leave this country within 30 days. In the beginning, we were devastated. But now, we just fight back. Because we read the fine print saying, if you do not raise objection. So guess what? Now we object. So that buys us 1 or 2 years more of a time. So I guess we learned a lot the last years, and we're still learning. But now we're already making 2 million of revenue together and are about to break even. Our goal is to bring the model from Munich to Stuttgart to the whole of Germany. And our dream, not our dream, we will, in the next 5 years, bring 10,000 refugees into employment. So now you might wonder why this talk is called The Death of Azijn. You know, Mohammed came into our office and filled out his relationship status in the application sheet. And he wanted to note down verheiratet, but he put down verhaftet instead. It's a small, tiny mistake, but it's so tragic, actually. The thing is that refugees, like the death of Azijn is not the name of one of the many refugees coming over to Germany to Greece. Azijn is just the name for imprisoned. And that's what this talk is about. The small difference between Mohammed feeling in chains or embraced to his new home, Germany, is just our perception. And if we free ourselves from this prison of perception and see the refugees as the motivated humans that they are, we, all of us, you, me, everyone, can turn what currently to him sadly is a prison into a loving marriage of cultures. Thank you.